Hello. Today we are sitting down for a coffee chat with CSNN graduate Debra Basch. With over 30 years in the fitness world, Debra has a unique way of connecting nutrition, stress, and hormones, especially in women's health. Her fitness background and CSNN training has helped her support women throughout every stage of their life, from pregnancy to menopause and beyond. We'll explore her holistic approach, her personal journey, and how she's helped to educate and empower women around the globe. Grab your coffee and we are going to dive in. Thank you so much, Deb, for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I was very honored when you reached out and asked me to join in for a coffee chat.
Yeah, wonderful. So let's start off. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, your training. Tell us your story.
Okay, so as you said, I've been around in the fitness and health industry for over 30 years.
Mhm.
And what I eventually realized is that fitness alone isn't what changes a woman's body, a woman's life, doesn't make her healthier.
Mhm.
It's the connection between nutrition and stress and hormones. And I experienced this when I went through my own health changes, moving into perimenopause and then menopause.
Yeah.
Uh, it became very clear that women need more than just workout programs. They need context
Mhm.
and they need support in their nutrition, in their daily life, in their habits, not just in the gym.
Absolutely. Now, what led you to decide to add holistic nutrition with your clients? Like, what was that push for you to be like, I've got the fitness, but I really need to integrate this nutrition?
Well, I've seen every trend. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm not ashamed of my age. I'm 60. So when you've been in this industry, you've seen all the different trends, all the cookbooks, all the approaches. I got sick and tired of hearing trainers just spout off saying, eat chicken and sweet potatoes, eat this, don't eat this, don't eat past 7. And I just thought, okay, I need more education
Yeah.
because I am not just going to give any kind of information. So, there's a was a couple of avenues and I looked and was accepted into a 4-year degree program and I was like, do I really want to go back to school for another 4 years? Like I'd gone to this university already for business. I had so many certifications. I didn't want just another
Mhm.
credential. So I I honestly cannot remember what led me to CSNN. I do not remember.
Yeah.
But I remember that this school came up and sort of similar schools,
Mhm.
and I went and visited and I went, "No, this is what I need.
Mhm.
This is the place," because I was coaching women who were doing things that were sort of right on paper. They
Mhm.
were training consistently, they were eating what they thought was healthy food, and giving a lot of effort, but their energy was shot, their sleep was off, digestion was a mess. As usual, women, especially women that have families or taking care of loved ones, not that doesn't have to be just children,
Mhm.
their stress levels were through the roof. And the old approach of just work harder was not only wrong, but I saw that it was potentially harmful.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I wanted the holistic side of nutrition. I didn't want the 4-year degree to then work in a hospital. I mean, everybody has their place. I'm very much on the side of prevention
Mhm.
rather than intervention.
Mhm.
So, yes, I work with people that I have to go in and help them, but I would prefer to set the stage that we're preventing
Mhm.
the problems before they happen.
Mhm.
And once I started getting the knowledge that, to work with nutrition through the lens of stress and food intolerances, food quality, hormones, everything clicked
Mhm.
and results started to come faster and my clients were feeling better. And it was no longer just about shrinking their bodies, it was about strengthening them from a 360-degree lens and educating them.
Mhm. I love that. I love that. So you went into CSN. Can you tell us about your experience at CSN? What was it like studying at CSN?
Okay, I am known for being very blunt with my clients, and I'm going to tell you,
Yeah.
you had everything there, and I would mean everything. There was only females in my cohort.
Yeah.
You had everybody that was the vegan person that was really natural and like didn't shave and sat there and ate romaine lettuce during class, just romaine. And I had walked in with my Tim Hortons coffee.
Yeah.
Um, you had people that were they themselves very unwell, sick, and were doing this to help themselves.
Mhm.
Um, there was a couple of other fitness people, and then you had the people that were just like, normal like me, but kind of scared because I graduated 20 years ago. And I'm going to tell you, the people that talk about holistic nutrition today talk about it like it's like nothing. Like, yes, of course. Back then,
Mhm.
people said that that's like voodoo. No, there's no such thing as adrenal problems. No, there's no such thing as leaky gut. Though no, like food intolerances, that's just in your head. So it really was eye-opening because I was walking in to an environment
Mhm.
where we were all like-minded and wanted to learn more. But if you had seen us in a lineup, you would have thought these something doesn't belong here, you
Mhm.
know? And
Mhm.
I think it was me in the beginning, to be perfectly honest, because I kept walking in with that Tim Hortons coffee and I was like, and everybody was a tea drinker. And I was like, oh, maybe I should be drinking tea. And then I quickly learned that there were no more shoulds. Like
Mhm.
it was learning about how to be just be yourself, but be helpful and sorry, be healthful. And honestly, like it for me, I learned that my biggest takeaway was that stress and digestion, they influence everything. Like
Mhm.
if you aren't digesting, you aren't healthy. And your mood, and then because it affects your mood and your cravings, your sleep, your energy, metabolism.
Mhm.
So once you understand that and you you just can't go back to just thinking about just calories. You have to start looking at the quality of the calories.
Mhm.
And I loved it because I loved the young women in that class that were vegans and they taught me so much. I was just like, but I said to them, I applaud you for your naturalness. I don't think I'm quite ready to go quite that natural just yet.
Mhm.
And it was good. It was good. We formed good bonds.
Mhm. Mhm. I love that you're highlighting the diversity that can happen within a classroom at CSNN. I agree. I graduated 10 years ago. And I remember our graduating class at a hotel, and we had a lovely dinner. We were getting some photos, and people in the lobby came and were like, what group of unlikely diverse, like, what are you all graduating from? Because it was like again, we just had this big group of people from 18 to 70 years old and everyone from
Yeah.
all different walks of life that were there for different reasons, and but again shared this like-minded passion to really help people through nutrition. So yeah, absolutely, it's such a powerhouse at CSNN to bring people together that way. Now when
It
you
was
were at
fun.
yeah, 100%. Now, when you were at CSN, was there maybe a particular course or moment in your studies that really shaped how you approach your work today?
It was it in my years we had a couple of naturopaths that were
Mhm.
the teachers. And
Mhm.
I really respected their approach. And one of them would always look at me and she'd point and she'd say, "Save your questions to the end." And the reason why is because she was talking about how to minimize stress during exercise on an already stressed out body. Like,
Mhm.
yes, you need exercise, but does it always have to be the like dying? Like,
Yeah.
and I come from a competitive sports background. I was an elite gymnast. I have done competitive mountain biking. I've played soccer. My whole life has been just work harder. Like work harder, strive. And it still works for me today, but it doesn't work for everybody.
Mhm.
And she would just keep pointing at me and saying, "Hold your questions," because I would say, "You're only getting your heart rate up like up to 100, 110. How is that going to strengthen?" And
Mhm.
it really taught me
Mhm.
to not be married to one idea and
Mhm.
one ideal. And
Yep.
so I really, really appreciated that because, you know, there are people that don't agree with the way that I maybe train or how even to this day, maybe how I would eat if they're a little bit more regimented and or really holistic and they would never ever touch like plastic or whatever. But what I liked about these two naturopaths is that they didn't make me feel badly for the way that I saw fitness and how to integrate it. They helped open my eyes that, maybe you're going to have a client that is like stressed through the roof. And because not everybody's going to be in their 30s like you are now at the time, and you're going to have to scale back. And so when I think about it, I feel kind of badly that when I was in my late 30s and I was training women going through perimenopause and they had gone through menopause, that I was going, well, you just have to go harder. Well, you just have to push. Well, you
Mhm.
just have to dig deep. And
Mhm.
I feel so badly now because at the time, I didn't realize that that was adding more stress to their body.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So curious now, how did an experience like that maybe change the way that you supported your fitness clients? Like when you left, did you alter your approach with your fitness clients as a result of that?
Yeah, I started looking at my clients depending on their life stage.
Mhm, mhm,
know, pregnancy, postpartum, perimenopause, menopause. I do coach men, but I typically specialize in coaching women, and the men that I do coach are either a child of a client or a partner.
mhm.
So because then they work together.
Yep,
But the physiology is different through a woman's stages of life. So
mhm,
the strategies have to be different.
yep,
Like for example, a postpartum woman, this isn't the time for aggressive fat loss. Although many women want to get their bodies back. It's about I want to teach them how to rebuild stability and support their recovery. Perimenopause, uh, this is an eye-opening stage. Women will start saying, where did this back fat come from?
mhm.
Nothing has changed.
Yep,
Nothing has changed. And
mhm,
it's because they don't realize that their blood sugar support needs to be first and foremost,
mhm,
and then menopause, these women, they need, or like myself, we need protein, we need muscle stimulus, we need nervous system care.
mhm,
That and we're not we're not just an older version of the perimenopausal woman or the
mhm,
postpartum woman or the 25-year-old. We are different
mhm,
and our bodies aren't absorbing as well as it used to. Even the healthiest, I consider myself to be uber healthy.
mhm,
I am not, I cannot live the same way I did 5, 10 years ago,
mhm, mhm.
right?
Yep, yep,
So it's never just a meal plan. It's not just about workouts.
mhm,
It's how do I support and help you regulate your hormones at this stage through lifestyle habits, nutrition, and fitness.
mhm,
How are we going to manage stress and how do we help your nervous system feel safe so
mhm,
that you can remain healthy? And this of course isn't all just about fat loss or weight loss or anything like that.
mhm.
It's just about, good healthy living and having energy.
Mhm. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Now, after you graduated, you would have been connected to the Alumni Association. What has your experience been like with the alumni?
Really supportive. You can reach out in our space and ask for support. You can talk about anything from emotional health to macros to muscle. It's still a community where you can learn from other practitioners
Mhm,
and their approach to people that are possibly dealing with adrenal problems or digestion. You can like I've talked through many times case studies, shared resources, collaborate. I've been asked to come back many times to my branch
mhm,
and talk about how to set up a business and in this industry of fitness and nutrition and
mhm,
wellness. So it's great. We need that. We need to be able to have an alumni community that people can reach out to because it's experience and shared experience
Mhm.
are so much better than just what you could read in a textbook.
Absolutely. So you found value in connecting with other grads through that
A lot of
collaboration,
value.
that
And
support.
I've stayed in contact with um a one individual who we became quite close in class,
Mhm,
and she's about maybe 10, 12 years younger than I am,
mhm,
and we've stayed in contact and we're still friends, and she's actually gone on to become a therapist and
mhm,
uses her holistic nutrition
mhm.
with helping people with the mood and her therapy practice. So it's great.
Love it. Love it. Now, for other fitness professionals, maybe thinking of adding holistic nutrition to their repertoire, their skill set, what advice would you give?
I'd say do it.
Okay.
Um, do it because for the right reasons. Like you want to do it because you want to go deeper, not because you want another certification, not because you want to put something on your website and say, "Oh, this is what I have."
Mhm,
Because this work requires patience and it requires a lot of empathy and curiosity
mhm,
because the body, I believe, is constantly communicating.
mhm,
And holistic nutrition gives you the language and the skills to understand the communication.
mhm,
Um, Fitness professionals don't need just more information.
mhm,
And clients and women and men and children don't just need more information. I mean, we've never been at a time where we can get anything we want to know
mhm.
at the,
Yeah.
at our fingertips.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And so do this so you can help people wade their way through the noise and what's going to work. And I have found that again, holistic nutrition taught me not to be married to one idea
Mhm,
because it's like that old saying, one person's medicine is another person's poison.
mhm, mhm.
And, women, when they say to me, I'm having my Greek yogurt, I'm eating my almonds, I'm having my lean cuts of protein, I'm having this. Well, if those foods aren't serving you,
Mhm,
then they're not actually healthy foods for you.
mhm.
But, 20 years ago, I would have said, oh, great, you're doing everything perfectly. Carry
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Yeah. Check to the Greek yogurt. Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Yeah.
and I'm also of the mindset, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Let's just wait and see. Let's see how things play out. And I don't like to change too much at once. So this my education taught me how to do that in a really good way. But again, I said this work requires patience.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking time and talking us through your journey and your experience with both CSNN, the alumni, and your business afterwards. We really appreciate it. Now, people want to come and find you, follow you, see you in action and doing your work. How can we do that? How can we follow along and check you out?
Okay, so I have a couple of places. I work for a company called LadyTheFup.com, and we are a team of very well-educated, seasoned, experienced coaches where we primarily work just with women doing what I explained today. You
Yep.
can follow me on Instagram at coach_Debra_Basch. My last name is spelled Basch. And I also have a Lady the F Up podcast on Spotify and iTunes.
Amazing, amazing. Well, we'll definitely, yeah, be sure to go and follow Deborah, see all the great work that she's doing. And again, thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, thank you for having me. This was really an honor and it was fun to connect.
Awesome.